Compassion Now Network for All, in short CNN4All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And the Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, USA, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. Presently, I'm the CEO of Bethel House of Refuge. Formerly, I was the executive director of a prison ministry in this area, and prior to that, owner-operator of a commercial construction company in Central Illinois. My wife and I, my wife Stephanie and I, reside in Farmer City. Stephanie is a travel specialist with the University of Illinois in the Electronic Computer Engineering Department. This here is my good friend and my co-host, Dr. Alex Ramos Zechariah. Doc is also a medical professor, and he was the medical director of Provena, now present United Samaritan Medical Center in Danville, Illinois from, it was 2008 and 2009, right, Doc? Prior to that, he was dean of one of the top 12 medical schools in India. Out of 300 medical schools, the dean of one of the top 12, that's Christian Medical School, right, in Ludhiana, India. Doc was with his wife Prema, who is also a retired physician and a professor, was 43 years at Christian Medical College in Ludhiana, first as medical students, then as professors, and they now reside in Urbana, where they've been since 2005. Doc, good to have you with us. I'm glad to have all your experience and your medical knowledge. It's going to be real helpful. I need for you to tell the folks what we are really about right here at Breaking News.
Thank you for watching us. Please note this is not medical advice. This is for your information only. Do not change your treatment based on this info.
Yeah.
You may mention this.
Yeah, don't be changing your treatment based on what you hear. Talk to your doctor, ask him to watch, to check us out. We appreciate that. If you have questions or comments, you can email them to us at breakingnews@CNN4all.com. That's breaking news at CNN4.com. Okay, now we're going to jump right in today. Resurgence in swaddling promotes fears of rise in babies' developmental hip abnormalities. I think Jesus was swaddled, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, a resurgence in the popularity of the traditional swaddling, you'll probably know more about that, has promoted fears that a rise in developmental hip problems in babies might occur, which are now known to be linked to this technique. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, this was published in Archives, October 2013. The pediatric surgeon in UK sounded a warning. Swaddling can be safe, provided that it doesn't prevent the baby's legs from binding up and out at the hips, because this position allows for natural development of the hip joints. The baby's legs must not be tightly wrapped and pressed together.
Okay, now 9 out of 10 infants in the U.S. are swaddled. That's what they do. Mamas do that.
Yeah.
And in the first 6 months of life, and they suggest that swaddling helps induce sleep and soothes excessive crying and colic. All they're saying is, be warned, swaddling must be proper. You got to do it right so you don't tie up their legs and hips.
Right.
They need to be able to move them, right?
Yes.
All right. A child at brides' funerals. Having children early in rapid succession are major factors in fueling high infant mortality rates in South Asia, countries of Bangladesh, India, Nepal, and Pakistan, where 1 in 14 births to young mothers with the death of a child, end up with the death of the child in the first year. My goodness.
The researchers at the University of California, San Diego, published their findings in the journal October 2013 in the International Journal of Gynecology and Obstetrics. Younger maternal age, under 18 years old, and short intervals between pregnancies, under 24 months, account for roughly 1/4 of the infant mortality rate among young mothers in India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, a percentage that represents almost 200,000 deaths, infant deaths in a year. And because, see, they produce children fast, young bride, and you have these young girls with one child in the arm attending the funeral or the cremation of the child that just died. And it's kind of very upsetting and disturbing.
Mindfulness.
Yes.
Yoga practice, yoga-like, beneficial to patients with COPD. Patients with COPD can practice this with improved lung function.
Yes. And so COPD is something, there is no cure for it.
Right.
But certainly this was published from All India Institute of Medical Science in the American College of Chest Physicians conference just last week.
All
and
right.
then from this All India Institute of Medical Science is the top medical school in India. Out of 300 plus, and they have done this very good studies and presented this at the conference. Yes.
Well, very good. Well, what they suggest is an estimated 24 million Americans may have COPD. That's congestive,
And chronic obstructive pulmonary
disease. That means that's a fancy word for it's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
And most commonly, they're caused by cigarette smoking. It affects both men and women, and often symptoms are seen in people in their 40s. These type of mindfulness exercises and meditation, breathing, and other breathing exercises can be a simple, cost-effective method that can help improve the quality of life in patients with COPD. And boy, we know they need something to help them out.
Any breathing exercise.
Oh my goodness. You know, isn't that what they do when you come in after surgery and you have to breathe in that little box?
Right.
All right, well.
Into a balloon or blow a balloon.
Well, what it does is kind of stress your lungs, doesn't it, to expel and do that? Well, and boy, I've seen people that have it, you know, in various stages, and they need all the help they can get. So thanks for that information, Doc. If you often find yourself running after the bus or escaping a burning building or taking part in competitive athletics in high-heeled footwear, you may be storing up knee problems for later in life. Boy, I've seen some. They look like this, you know. Come on, how can you do that? All right.
This study was published October this month, 2013, in the International Journal of Biomedical Engineering and Technology. 9 out of 10 wearers of high heels report associated soreness, fatigue, numbness, and bunions when wearing such footwear. Despite this, the wearing of high heels apparently represents an ongoing fashion statement.
Does that mean I got to get rid of my high heels? Oh my goodness. You know, I noticed that even if you're more up on men's boots, you have the same problem. If you often find yourself running after that bus or escaping that burning building or taking part in these in high heel, man, you got to get away from it.
Just get off the high heel.
You bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good.
Absolutely. All right, moving right along. The first hospital in the world to offer patients a new device for severely calcified arteries. Leading interventional cardiologists at Mount Sinai Hospital are the first in the world to use a new U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
They approved it. FDA.
Yeah, FDA approved device for the treatment. Now you're going to have to explain this too, of severely calcified coronary arteries before the placement of a cardiac stent to open a blocked artery. All right, talk to me about what is that process, Doc?
You have the artery and it is blocked. And that
severely calcified, what does that mean?
No, that
garbage on the side?
No, it's like stone.
Oh my.
So calcified means there is a lot of, it's like a stone.
Where'd it come from?
From the blood and from that
diet?
From the diet and from, it's not because high in calcium, that's the disease.
Right.
That's called atheroma. Yeah, the new device being used in cardiac catheterization laboratory at the Mount Sinai Hospital is called diamond back coronary orbital atherectomy system. You know, all that it is, this for this probe is diamond tipped. So this diamond drill.
Yeah, so it drills the calcium.
It just breaks up faster, quicker, and such tiny amounts it doesn't cause any. So it's a diamond tipped drill, that's all.
And it's spinning electrically just like a drill? Oh my goodness.
Huge.
Man, we've made huge advancements in medical science if you can drill your arteries.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I hear that it works within seconds to reduce the amount of hard calcium buildup in a coronary artery. That's good news for people that have that dilemma.
Yeah, this will be available everywhere.
All right. I'll keep that in mind if my arteries get calcified.
Yeah.
Keeping emotions in check may not always benefit psychological health. Oh my, being able to regulate your emotions is important for your well-being, but new research is suggesting that a common emotion regulation strategy, check this out, called cognitive reappraisal, may be actually harmful when it comes to stressors that are under our control.
Yes, now the study is published in Psychological Science, the Journal of the Association for Psychological Science, this month, October 2013. For someone facing a stressful situation in which they have little control, like the death of a loved one or a dear one, illness or death, the ability to use reappraisal should be extremely helpful. What is it? Reappraisal means changing emotions may be one of the only things that he or she can exert exert some control over to try to cope.
Okay.
Yeah.
But think about this, Doc. For someone experiencing trouble at work because of poor performance, for example, reappraisal might not be so adaptive. You might not be able to do it. So reframing the situation to make it seem less negative.
That is reappraisal.
May make that person less inclined to attempt to change the situation. I'm not sure that I'm fully on the same page there. I think that you have to control your emotions. Now, at some point, you're going to have to let your emotions out.
Yes.
But it may not be productive if somebody's chewing you out for poor performance to get huffy with them.
Right.
So, in that regard, follow this advice
absolutely.
wisely. All right?
Yes, when stressors are controllable, the study found that cognitive reappraisal ability, it may be kind of harmful. So if your upsetness is because of poor performance, improve your performance. And so that's what they are saying.
Yeah.
Things are under your control, things that you can improve, and just improve it.
Yes. All right, I'm going to jump to childbirth now, Doc, and this is what they're saying early.
Yeah.
Skin-to-skin contact between baby and mother linked to higher breastfeeding rates. That's excellent. Skin-to-skin, boy, that's significant. That contact between mother and infant in the delivery room is associated with an increased likelihood, Doc, for exclusive breastfeeding. That means better results, right?
Bonding.
Yes.
Skin bonding.
Yes.
This was presented October 28, 2013 at the American Academy of Pediatrics in their national conference in Orlando. When combined with the mother's intent to breastfeed, the likelihood was even greater. This early bonding, skin to skin.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they let the children on the mother's chest, and it is such a wonderful bonding.
Yeah, well, it says that it just makes the whole breastfeeding experience wonderful for both child and mother. My daughter just had a new little baby, and she said that you know, that was significant for her.
Very important.
You bet.
Very good bonding, yes.
All right, check this out. I'd never heard of this. Supermagnets present ongoing child health risks. The continued sale and availability, Doc, of these powerful neodymium magnets, they're big,
10
super,
to 10 times stronger.
10 to 20% stronger than traditional magnets, are causing increased pediatric ingestion-related injuries. What does that mean? They're taking them in and swallowing them?
They're just swallowing.
And then they cause some problems in their...
This was presented on an abstract in October 27th, American Academy of Pediatrics National Conference in Orlando. Out of 2,700 injections, over a 10-year period, they studied 94 involved magnets. The age of patients from 6 months to 13 years, 65% were boys. Compared to that,
imagine.
Compared with 35% girls, the magnets were removed surgically in 6 patients and endoscopically in 10 patients, and there were no deaths. So be careful with when you have magnets around, particularly in their toys, and so that is okay. So
well, parents got to be mindful of all these things.
Right.
You know, you got to kid-proof your house when you're having babies. The stuff that they're going to put in their mouth and possibly swallow, not just magnets, but magnets for sure.
Right.
And you got to be careful and watch over that. All right, listen, we're coming to the end of this segment, and we want to thank you for being with us. And we'll be back. We have an expert with us, I think. Is he still in the green room?
Yeah.
Check it out, Doc. Will you get him up here with us?
You will.
We'll be back just a moment.
Alzheimer's disease, if left unchecked, will strike millions, including baby boomers, their children, and grandchildren in the coming years. As a scientist studying Alzheimer's disease for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I'm well aware that continued research is our only hope for finding a cure. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on Alzheimer's.
Compassion Now Network for All, in short CNN4All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, USA. We're back with this week's breaking news in wellness and health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. This is my good friend, my co-host, Dr. Alex Ramos Zechariah, medical professor and also the CEO of CNN4All. How you doing, Doc?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, and this is our medical expert, right? A distinguished expert, Dr. Ross Shoha. How you doing, Doc?
I'm not distinguished than this guy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, we're glad you're an expert's expert, so I got some questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready, shoot.
Some of the people are sending in questions at our email address.
Okay.
CNN.
All right.
Breaking news at CNN4all.com. If you have some, send them in. We'll see if our resident expert, more distinguished expert, can answer your questions. Hey, what about pregnant women exercising during their pregnancy? What do you think of that?
You know, that's a good question. It's funny that you asked that. They just published just this month in the Experimental Physiology Journal that pregnant women must exercise.
Okay, well, that's, this is breaking news. That's why we're on the cutting edge, buddy.
It's not only beneficial for them, but the offsprings. It can help the offsprings.
All right. Listen, I got another question because they seem to suggest, does moderate exercise help prevent or at least minimize depression?
You know, I'm so glad you're asking about exercise, and because it's very important to exercise. Yes, moderate exercise in any form. And as you say, not walking to the fridge.
Yeah, running to the fridge. How about that?
Yeah, running to the fridge. No, not even running to the fridge.
All right, stay away from the fridge, right?
Yeah, it kind of prevents depression. You know, those who exercise regularly are seldom depressed. And this study is published again just this month, October the 2013, in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found moderate exercise can actually prevent episodes of depression in the long term.
All right.
So, exercise more.
Really?
5 times a week. Or more. Till soaked in sweat.
You got to get that till soaked in sweat, right?
Exercise more.
Exercise more.
5 times a week.
5 times a week.
Yeah, or more.
Half hour or more.
Half hour or not. Till soaked in sweat. Okay, exercise more.
Walk,
jog, run, diet. Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat. Again, let me go over it. Exercise more.
Exercise more, he says.
Walk, jog, run, diet.
Yep.
Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat. Hey, you have any more questions?
Oh, my goodness, I got more questions. My question is, you got answers. How about this neodymium supermagnet presents ongoing health risks for kids? What do you think about all the talk about magnets and swallowing them and they're bigger, more stronger magnets?
You know what? These neodymium magnets has really revolutionized magnetic industry. And you know, your phone vibrates. It's a very tiny neodymium magnet.
Really?
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it sucks up too little of juice. And that's why your battery doesn't run out, just it vibrates. It's so tiny that because it is small, it is a risk to the children.
That's the key. It's smaller.
It is smaller, 10 times smaller.
Oh, my goodness.
And so the toys that...
Looks attractive, doesn't it?
That's right. So this study showed that 2,700 things children swallowed, more boys than girls. And about how many of them? There are, 94 were involved magnets.
Oh,
and they were able to remove it endoscopically. That some of it they had to open their tummy.
Well, Magnus must be taking over for marbles because my brother, when he was a baby, swallowed a marble and I thumped him on the back and got it out.
Oh,
So
good.
it's marbles or magnets or whatever. You got to be careful of what's on the floor, right?
Right.
Thanks, Doc. I got another one. What they're talking about is the necessity of immediate skin-to-skin contact between newborn and mother, and it makes the nursing, breastfeeding experience much more lovely for both mother and child. What do you think?
You know, that's a very interesting question. Again, they just, published that study that very recently, this month, that the newborn child should immediately made in contact with another. Long time ago, they used to date the child and drink it. No, with all their niconium and all that slimy stuff, just give the newborn baby to the mother.
Oh yeah, that's all she's looking for.
That's right.
After all that stuff.
You know, that bonding is so good, and it really helps. And you know, the same mothers would breastfeed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they breastfeed? Yeah, that's right. You know, if you breastfeed, that's much better. So the same mother would breastfeed. Oh, that's a good thought.
Yeah, well, that's the design, and it makes everything. You take your food supply with you, and it seems like the babies are fatter. Now, these are just my observations. Fatter, more healthier, because that breast milk is. You notice that cows aren't eating children's milk, right?
That's right.
Okay. Hey, I got another one for you, Doc, and we're going over the whole gamut of subjects. So what do you think about describing for me? Tell me, what is cognitive reappraisal?
Oh, good. You think it over. In other words, hold it and evaluate in a different way. And so instead of rushing into emotions, you hold it and say, think and go over it. And reappraisal means like you have somebody come look at your house and they do reappraisal. They go over it. And so your feelings, some of them you need to reappraisal. It can improve, yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question about coronary atherectomy systems that have been recently developed with that diamond
you
drill.
heard that?
Yeah.
You really
what do you
heard
think
that?
about
Yeah,
it?
that is the first time in the world. You know, then the arteries, coronary arteries get blocked, and they're blocked with this calcium. They have this high deposit of calcium in this blockage. It's like stone. And so this is an introduction. First time they have done in Mount Sinai Hospital. Really, Mount Sinai? Yeah. They got it in Mount Sinai Hospital. A diamond tip
Oh my goodness.
drill. Diamond tip drill. It's just a drill. Diamond tip drill. That's all the yeah.
In that little teeny artery?
That's right. And it'll go
have to
in
be
and drill it
careful.
away. Drill it away.
Well, I got a question. If that stuff that's plugging your arteries comes from your behavior like smoking or your behavior like eating fast foods, starch, fried foods, soda pop and all that stuff, can you not do something about it?
You need to eat more.
More?
Yeah, more veggies. Eat more veggies, whole grain fruits. Go nuts on nuts.
Any kind of nuts?
Any nuts, all nuts, you should be a nut.
All right.
Just eat the nuts over and over again. Eat less. Fried food, sugar, starch. Say no to soda pop.
You better give us that again, Doc, because people need to hear it. Eat what? More?
Eat less. First eat more
Yes.
veggies, whole grains, fruits, and go nuts on nuts.
All right, so what you're talking about, vegetables, like salads and uncooked vegetables would be better for us, right?
Yeah, it's like Mediterranean. You know,
You bet.
yeah, the strength of Mediterranean diet is fiber, vegetables, fruits, and nuts.
All right, what about eating less of the garbage?
Yeah, eat less of garbage, like eat less of fried food, sugar, starch. Say no to soda pop.
Okay.
Exercise more.
Exercise more.
5 times a week. 5 hours or more till soaked in sweat. You have to be really soaked in sweat. You got it. Do you exercise? Well, I try.
That's good.
Then exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike threadneedle elliptical till soaked in sweat.
You still got to work it out, don't you, Doc?
That's right.
Not any passive exercise isn't going to do it, right?
You have any more
Get your
questions?
heart rate up?
Yeah, that's right.
I got a couple more questions.
Okay.
I got a question for you about running in high-heeled shoes. Not a good idea, huh?
Running in high-heeled shoes.
You got high-heeled shoes.
Yeah, no, see, mine is flat, and you look at these girls, many of them, even then,
Oh, hi.
even then are going for high heel. That's kind of silly. But anyway, anything you do on high heel, it's not physiological. Oh, I see. That means, no, your heel is supposed to be slightly raised, not sky high.
Okay.
And so, don't do that.
All right, so can the high heels when you're running or doing strenuous exercise.
And also, osteoarthritis. You can get osteoarthritis of the knee.
Down the road.
Yeah, down the road.
Well, I can tell you, Doc, I know for sure that your behavior early in life is going to affect your late life activity if you're not careful.
Right.
You know that coffee cup says,
Yep.
if I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself. So that's really good. What about these breathing practices and mindfulness and all of that stuff? We talked about cognitive reappraisal. Is that helpful for people that have COPD?
You know, COPD, like any breathing exercise like yoga or just simple deep breathing can help it. See, chronic or obstructive pulmonary disease is you have to be careful and you have to learn to breathe better and more.
Okay, so we can do our breathing exercises even if we don't have COPD.
Right.
Would it help?
That's correct.
All right. So, all right, I got another question for you.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I got one. Listen, we're covering the whole gamut, buddy.
That's good.
This is kind of if you were like a pediatric or obstetrician, but I think you have the information. Resurgence in swaddling.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that it's a problem for babies developmentally in the hip area. What do you think about that?
You know, that is swaddling, that's what the Christmas story said. Jesus, he was swaddling clothes. You know, the shepherds came and they looked for a baby in a swaddling clothes. So swaddling is very good, but the only thing is you shouldn't be too tight. You shouldn't have the legs and the hips so tight that they can't move. So swaddling is good, but make sure that the hips and the legs are not tight.
Well, my daughter has a newborn, so I'll give her that information. I think she knows. You know, what they did is they'd take the baby, put it in the blanket, wrap, and wrap, or wrap, and wrap to keep them warm. But they still have to have room to move their legs. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely. The hips and the legs should not be
Great.
tightly wrapped.
Well, listen, Doc, that's about it for this week. I'm so thankful that you came to be with us. Dr. Rama, I appreciate you being with us as well. We appreciate all your advice and expertise.
Are you done?
Yeah, we're done.
You know, I have to catch a plane that I hope this guy doesn't come after me.
Okay. Well, that's exactly right. Well, listen, yeah, we're out of here, man. We got to wrap it up. And so
I shouldn't come with you for catching the plane. No, you stay here.
all right, he's going to stay here. He's going to be here next week. So we want to thank the people at Science Daily for the info that they provided. Also, we'd like to thank our City of Urbana UPTV's production coordinator, Jason Liggett, the one, the only, and our production interns. We got a couple of them, but one is Caleb Serpentis, and the other is Jacob Bernard. Jacob's our cameraman in here with us. Thanks for all you do for us, Jake. We'd also like to thank our station manager, Jake Schumacher, as well as the Chorister Fellowship in Tiruvalla, Kerala, India, for the music score that you're hearing at the end of the program and our Hallelujah ending. We also want to thank you for being with us, invite you to come again next week. We'll be back, and have a great week.